Spore, one of my favorite games. It's one of the few games that allows you to go from a little global glorp to turning the local tribespeople into hamburger helper. And just really quickly, I want to say that this video is entirely my opinion. This isn't even the entire game, really. It's pretty deep. One could say an iceberg of sorts. Anyway, there's like 10 paths, and I'm just not doing that. So, onwards with my silly little opinionated review. Before we unleash ourselves upon this godforsaken world, we must first choose between herbivore and carnivore. Personally, I like herbivore, so that's what I'm picking. So here we are back at square one, and as you can see, we are in the evil suit. And because I picked herbivore, we're going to eat the evil green beans like so. Alright, with all of that done, we can now evolve for the first time, and this is where the game starts to get really interesting. You see, in Spore, you're given a really concerning amount of control for what you can do, and with this power, I will be abusing it, actually. In any case, we're going to be naming our little guy, Glappo Jabbo, and with all of that said and done, we're going to be releasing him back into the wilds to be free and roam the earth. And it's going to be a jolly good time. You know, what is that? You know what? Oh, okay. So, Mr. Man aside, you know what time it is? That's right, it's time to kill, because while you weren't looking, I got my hands on one of these. For the cell stage, this has got to be one of my favorite mouths. Wanna know why? I'll give you one guess. Anyways, now that our mini maestro is ready to kill a man, let's go ahead and speed this along. Now that it has legs, even the gods will fear us. But before that, let's just spruce this thing up a little, you know? Gotta make sure it looks real nice before we go invade land and colonize like the British. Oh my god, it's doing it again. Why does it do this? This is awful. And so we've reached the animal stage. As you'll see here soon enough, this game loves to take drastic turns into random genres whenever it feels so inclined. And this little button down here is for your history, and it'll tell you about all these funky little perks that you frankly probably won't use until like the city stage or whatever, but that doesn't matter. And how this thing works is it'll go up if you befriend a species, and it'll go down if you kill a species. This is your progress bar. I forgot to mention in the cell stage, but regardless, it's an easy way to tell how far along you're coming in this current stage. And for cell stage, you just need to eat to make it go up, and for animal stage, you have to either befriend or kill, as I said earlier. Anywho, it's time to form some friendships. Friendships are a little funky in this game. Sometimes you gotta sing, and sometimes you gotta hit them with a little... or a... Well, anyways, oh my god, he's hitting a jig. And after doing all that, I sure hope you didn't think it's over, because you gotta befriend at least 2 more. And now, just to do that with a few more species. As you advance throughout the animal stage, your brain will get larger. And as it does this, you will unlock a bigger pack. And these pack members, well, they sort of follow you around like a shadow, you could say. But really, that's about everything interesting in the animal stage, so let's just go on to the tribal stage, you know? Now that we've reached the same brain capacity as that vegan teacher, we can now just change the genre again. And this genre is like a tabletop game, so it's significantly worse because there's no gambling. And how we progress is we, like usual, either be nice and cool or we kill everyone. Hey, so the Yapper back at you again. Basically, around this part, OBS just had enough, and it kind of left my footage looking like this. So instead, we are going to just have this wonderful presentation. You're welcome. Now then, through the power of suspicious substances and song, I'm going to become the true Vocaloid I was always meant to be. You see, the first step in getting to the top of Vocaloid civilization is actually being able to use music, and for that, we're gonna need some food. And with that food, we can now unlock didgeridoos, and with these didgeridoos, we can put on a little concert for our friends. Wow, new friends! This is just amazing gameplay, everybody. Yeah, the tribal stage isn't necessarily my favorite, and that seems to be a general sentiment. But by friending them, we're gonna get their tech, which you could also get by killing them, but that's not what we're doing today. And by now, if you haven't noticed, some of these creatures are a bit strange, and that's because one of the cool things about Spore is it'll just yoink your designs and throw them in the game for no reason. Yet still, it is one of my favorite features. After all, who doesn't want to look up and see their own horrifying spaceship design? And because I really don't care about the stage, you get this instead. Phew, I'm glad that's over with. Now we can get on to the really good gameplay, which is Civilization stage, and Space Stage later, but shut up. In any case, we're still walking the nice green path for some reason, even though I wanted to kill this run. I didn't for whatever reason. Would you like to watch a creature feature perhaps? Because if so, you sure are in luck. You may be wondering, if we are somehow a religious civilization, just why is this vehicle so aggressive? Great question, my friend. That would be because there's no religion like a military-industrial complex. Now that we've advanced so far, relations start to get even more complicated. So, no more being evil, or you are going to get judged by everybody. Unfortunately, this stage of the game is pretty short, which is a shame because I, like many others, really like Civilization stage. But with what remaining time we have left, let's show some of these cities what true freedom and democracy looks like. Space, the final frontier, and half the reason I wanted to make this video in the first place. And now, with this stupid Metal Gear looking abomination, we can reach for the stars. Except I'm lying to you. We have a few mandatory missions to do first. So, let's see what we got here. What? Sir, can you speak up? I think he wants fish sticks. Basically, we just have to go find the ruins of ancient Conria or something, and then go trade with the Gringlegoos or whatever they call themselves this week. And because of these missions, we learn about the Grogs, and these guys are mean. One could call them mean bean machines. In our quest to defeat the Grogs, we are going to do everything except defeating the Grogs because I am stalling. And I did this because this was only my second normal mode playthrough, and I was a wee bit frightened. However, maybe in the future, I'll take the, 20 to 30 hours, I believe it is, to destroy the Grogs entirely. I could do that, but only if it gets, support in the comments or whatever. Anyway, our mission is just to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll the galaxy. Do you remember how I said what you created would be important? Well, now the stage is when that comes into play, because everything you've made will at some point or another show up, such as rewrite for some reason. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Now, in Civilization stage, you may have seen this. This is Spice, and there are a few variants. And Spice is very nice, because we can trade it for Spore bucks, and therefore get rich. Red and yellow sells very poorly 99% of the time, so don't really even bother with it. Blue, green, and pink. Those are great for getting started out with. But what you really want is that yum purple spice, because its rarity leads to it being very, very nice to sell. Only problem is, to harvest it efficiently, you need to terraform usually really trashy worlds. But here's a pro tip. If you find a species that's already living on a purple-sized planet, let it grow. Let it become a nice spacefaring civilization. Befriend them. Trade for that system. And now you have even more purple spice than you would have had if you just colonized it. Another thing I love about Spore is that you get to terraform every single planet. A little atmosphere here, some warmth there, and oopsies. Yeah, so the Planet Destroyer is also pretty cool, but it puts a pretty hefty penalty on you, kind of breaking galactic code and all that. Overall, the tools you can get from getting badges are all pretty neat in their own right. Like the Mega Bomb, for instance, which makes space terrors, expanding my lawn much easier. My empire isn't big enough. If only there was a solution. Oh, I know. Much better. Alright, we've stalled enough. Time to embrace my inner mosquito. This isn't working. I'm just gonna break and enter. Sadly, this is about where the game ends, which is a shame, but what else can you expect out of EA, honestly? Oh, and Galactic Adventures. Not really much to say here after online play got nuked from orbit, but I mean, the pre-installed ones were kind of neat, I guess. Worth $20? Absolutely not. Even with the hiccups, this is still one of my favorite games. And is it worth buying the base game for $20? If what I said in this video interests you, then sure, but if you're unsure about the game, it goes on sale every like 4 minutes for $2 in US dollars. So I just wait for that, and that price applies for the DLCs too, if I remember correctly. I know this video is different from my normal style of video, but I really like the game, and I kind of just wanted to try this genre out, you know? If you made it this far, then thank you, really. I'm not really that confident in my editing skills yet, so I'm sure this wasn't exactly the best made video on the platform, but thank you for sticking around anyway. And if I should make more videos like this in the future, I guess the comment section would work as feedback. Whatever the big YouTubers say these days, like and subscribe and all that, and bye-bye.
Life, intelligence, and understanding throughout the cosmos. Use this power wisely. Use this power so that we may one day become as one. That is, I mean, in a metaphorical sense. Oh, one last thing. We're nearly sold out of last phase of a wonderful timeshare opportunity on one of our largest stars, and a rare planet in its orbit. If you're in the neighborhood, we'd love to have you by for a free breakfast and short presentation. Just look for the third rock from Spore.
Thanks, Jack Black?